Astral Chain review bombing, Telltale Games getting revived, Reggie working at a college campus, Untitled Goose Game gets a release date, all that and more on this episode of YemmyCast. Hello and welcome to YemmyCast, a video game podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube, aka Apple Podcasts, not iTunes. I gotta keep reminding myself that. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am still getting over my sickness. I was down with the sickness this whole weekend, so I did not get a weekend episode of the podcast up, but, you know, I guess I kind of needed a little break here, a little break that was filled with sinus infection and sore throat and dying, blowing my nose, killing bacteria. But I'm back. We're pretty much back to normal. Just got that phlegm in the throat that sucks and a little bit of a cough. So I'm going no camera on this one, mostly because I didn't feel like getting dressed up because I'm still kind of sick. But hey, we're here, and we're doing this. We're doing it now. We're doing it recorded, not live. But what is up, everyone? I like I said, I was sick all weekend, but I did get to play a few games that I was, kind of sitting on for a little while. I ended up beating Assassin's Creed Rogue in 2 sittings, so that was a lot of playing. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I think I'm gonna go over Rogue this weekend because it is a very interesting game, and it also has a very interesting place in the Assassin's Creed lore, and just chronologically it has a weird place as well. And so that means I also started Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I got the Remastered edition, and I'll probably talk about that this weekend. My current review is... But I'm going to keep going through it and try and get through it again, just to kind of confirm my suspicions about this remaster. Other than that, I beat the campaign mode on Battlefield 5 finally, and the only campaign that was worth it was the last one, the newest one that they put out like a few months ago, which is the one with the tank commander and you play as a tiger tank, which is pretty fun. The second to last one, or what was the actual last one, was alright, but the other 2 or 3 missions, whatever you want to call them, chapters, I'll say, were really bad. So, yeah. Nothing more to say about that. But yeah, that's pretty much been my weekend. It was just full of just being sick, and it was no fun. I mean, I always say it. I say it every time. The sore throat is the worst part of getting sick for me, especially because I use my voice. I can talk through a headache as long as I don't get really into it. Like sometimes I'll start yelling or something like that, but as long as I'm just talking, I can get through a headache. I can get through a stuffy nose because I can edit out the parts where I snort in or blow out the snot. Parts where I'm drinking a little bit of water to try and ease my suffering. But when you have a sore throat, it just puts everything on hold, especially for me. I use my voice for 90% of my content. There is hardly anything on this channel that does not include me talking, and it's annoying. It's annoying AF, but we're back for now, and, this is what, I got something to say to you sinus-infected bacteria.
Rada, bitch.
That's right. Rada, bitch. Alright, let's move on here. We're going to move on to the first news of the last week. The biggest news of last week. Well, maybe not the biggest news, but it's on par with a lot of the other stories that we're going over. Well, I should say that all this news is the biggest news out of the last week and the weekend, because I didn't get to do anything this weekend. I would have gone over the Telltale news this weekend. That was big enough that I could have done a podcast episode about that, but as fate would have it, I was not able to do one this weekend. So this is probably the biggest news right now. Currently, this is probably the biggest one. Disgruntled gamers are review bombing Astral Chain on Metacritic and other websites as well. Now, you know my thoughts on review bombing. Whether it's for positive or for negative, I don't like it. One, because it's not genuine. You don't actually think those things. You're giving a negative review simply because you're disgruntled about one aspect. I don't like it on Epic Games. I don't like that. I like that Notre Dame is in it, and they gave the game away for free for Notre Dame. It's like things like that are just stupid. They don't affect your score that much at all. But that's beside the point. Don't let me insult you. Let me insult myself. So Astral Chain launched, of course, last weekend, and it had pretty much widespread critical acclaim across the board. 9s out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, a few 10 out of 10s, but not from notable websites. Lots of good reviews for the game, lots of good figures for the sales, and a slight group of people got a little bit annoyed that the game was just Switch exclusive. Now, we've known it was Switch exclusive since the dawn of this game. Since the first time it was shown off, we all knew it was going to be Switch exclusive. It came from the same people who did Bayonetta, I'm pretty sure. And that was Switch exclusive as well. And people were mad that the game was not on PlayStation 4. So what'd they do? Instead of petitioning the developers or the people in power, they went ahead and went onto Metacritic, comicbook.com, and Go Nintendo to review bomb the game and give it 0 out of 10s, negative reviews, and thumbs downs. There are some scores based on genuine complaints on several sites, but for the most part, most of the negative reviews have been just because the game is not on other platforms. It says here that you have a hard time arguing that Astral Chain is a 0 out of 10 game, because I don't know. I haven't played the game yet myself. Since I was sick this weekend, I wasn't able to go out and pick it up. I'm hoping to get it soon. I've been trying to spend a little bit less money recently because funds are a little bit more tighter this time of year and beginning of the next year. But I think that I'll end up picking it up probably around Black Friday or so to play it. If you know, I like I said, I'm still excited for the game. I still want the game. It's not like I don't want the game, but I realize that there's a lot coming out at the end of the month that I would rather play over this game, which is not usually my style of type of game. Now, am I going to give the game a bad review because I haven't played it and I just think that it sucks that it's only on Switch? No, that's not my MO. That is not my MO, and you all know that. Anyone who listens to this podcast knows that. I do not go onto games forums and websites or even here on this podcast and simply say one thing about a game and then go, yep, that's why it sucks. Borderlands 3 isn't going to be on Steam for the first few months that it's going to be out. 0 out of 10 for Borderlands 2, right? Am I right? Am I right? Up top. So, in the end, right now, the Metacritic, it has a rating of 87 for critics, and that's off of 58 reviews. So whatever the actual reasoning is behind this, I'm pretty sure it's just because it's not multi-platform. The ratio of good and bad is, it's not that big of a margin. Good reviews are in the thousands, so it's 1,297. The bad reviews are almost at 800 right now, and probably going to grow a little bit more by the time this podcast comes out. It's a little bit odd, but the game still sits at an 87 rating with about 58 reviews from critics. So, obviously something's going on here. If you know what's going on, well, let me know, because I don't like review bombs. The game also is sitting at number 1 on the charts, smashing Wreckfest, because who cares about Wreckfest when Astral Chain's coming out? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I guess it's not really apparent what the actual reason is for the review bombs, but many are speculating, including myself, is simply because the game is Switch exclusive, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think that if you want to play the game, just grab a switcheroonie, or play it at a friend's house, or I don't know, wait, or talk to your state representative. I don't know. So in the same vein, Hideki Kamiya has slapped down the demands for Astral Chain on the PS4. Platinum Games co-founder and notoriously testy industry legend Hideki Kamiya, who served as supervisor in the game, has answered back to requests for Astral Chain to come to Sony's console. This, of course, has been translated. He says, well, it would be great to have Mario, Zelda, and Metroid on the PS4 too. As for me, do I hate the PlayStation? He doesn't finish his sentence. I'm just a developer fulfilling my contractual obligations, so I don't know. Maybe you can try asking my publisher and investor, Nintendo. It's not a big shock that this game didn't come to other platforms, and it was never advertised to be coming to other platforms ever in the past. Same thing with the Bayonetta series, same thing with the Metroid series, the Zelda series, the Mario series, etc., etc., etc. I don't see people review bombing Mario 64 because it was not on the PlayStation 1. I don't see people review bombing Crash Bandicoot because it was not on the Xbox. I do not see people review bombing Horizon Zero Dawn because it was PS4 exclusive. There's just no reason that people should be reviewing bombing this game simply because of it not being on PlayStation 4. It's a disgrace. It's a disgusting practice, and I will never be in favor for review bombs. No matter what game you're looking at, no matter what the publisher does, you need to take that aside, put it to the side, and say, okay, but the game's actually pretty good. The publisher might be shitty, but the game's not too bad. If you want to really put a dent in the publisher's, reputation or something like that, just don't buy their game. Don't buy Astral Chain. Maybe then that'll prompt them to put it on other consoles to try and make more profit. But knowing that most people have a Switch, and knowing that most people who want this game already own the Switch or are looking into a Switch, it just doesn't matter. It won't matter not to buy the game. I'm sure you'll be able to fetch this game in a Switch in the near future for a lot cheaper. I mean, Black Friday's coming around. The Switch has been out for a long time. I'm sure the older version of the Switch is going to sell for a lot less than it's been selling for now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say about this, because if I say any more, I'm just going to get into more trouble with what I'm saying. But seriously, let's be real here. I don't think any of the games that have been review bombed have deserved it. I don't think any of the games that have gotten positive review bombs have really deserved it. I think back to the Assassin's Creed Unity one, and I just played through that game again earlier this year on live stream, and it is not improved one bit since the base version of the game. Yes, they've taken out some of the glitches that have happened. Yes, all the characters' animations were nice and fine, and the graphics looked better, but in total, the game was still a poor experience all around. And people going onto Steam, going onto websites and giving it positive reviews simply because they gave it out for free to support the Notre Dame fires is just preposterous to me. Like, that looks good for Ubisoft. Go and praise Ubisoft. Don't praise the game. The game isn't good still. It's just not good still. I know what a lot of you are thinking out there. A lot of you are going, "Boo, you stink!" because of this opinion, but that's just my opinion. This is my podcast. If you don't like it, I apologize that you don't like my opinion. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else that I don't like. Telltale Games. Telltale Games is coming back under new management in the future. So Telltale Games was shut down last year. It actually was shut down like a week or so before I started this podcast, so I never covered it, essentially. I've of course talked about it a lot because, it is a big video game company that all of a sudden just took a nosedive, but they were shut down. They were still working on Walking Dead Season 4, the final chapter, and that was taken over by Skybound Games. But now it's been confirmed that LCG Entertainment has plans to continue the developer's work. The new studio will be headed by two fresh faces named Jamie Ottley and Brian Waddle, both of whom have experience in video game spheres. In an interview with Polygon, Ottley says that the company now owns the rights to licensed properties such as The Wolf Among Us and Batman, which means that they could potentially be brought back. We're still evaluating, but we definitely want to continue some of those stories. Stranger Things, though, has been dropped. They could not keep the rights to that series. I believe Borderlands also was dropped, and Game of Thrones. all 3 big series that the company had rights to. People are hoping that this means that there'll be another Batman game, there'll be another Wolf Among Us game. Of course, we're all hoping for Wolf Among Us 2. We've been hoping for Wolf Among Us 2 since the first one ended. Yeah, and hopefully this time when the company comes back, they won't be spread so thin with their games. They won't take forever to release episodes, etc., etc. The company just had a bad business model before. And I think it was due to the fact that they took on all these properties. All these properties wanted games put out too fast. They couldn't handle it. And also, they just weren't getting the funds back in return. The games kept getting crappier and crappier. And the sales plummeted because people weren't invested in these games anymore. The graphics weren't updating. The gameplay wasn't updating, anything like that. And when they would add gameplay elements for like an episode of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first episode, geez, Yemmy, had this thing where you would fly. There was like 3 levels, and you used the booster packs on Star-Lord to go up and down levels, and they never brought that back to the game, I don't think. Same thing with Batman, the first Batman one. You used that detective vision to plot out your course, and it was really cool. And it wasn't used again until like the end of the game, and it's like, well, why do this to me? Like, this is one of the best features you put into the game, and you don't use it until the last level again? Very strange. So this is pretty exciting news for people who are fans, of course, of Telltale, and people who are skeptical like me. This is good news to hear that they're going to be taken over by another team or another development studio, and that they got new people at the head of it all. And actually, one of the new founders says that the Telltale had a viable business, but it was brought down by market conditions and some scale choices made by the studio's management. It's believed that Telltale essentially worked itself into the ground, taking on way too many projects at once and oversaturating its own market. I like games that tell stories, and I think our industry should have a company that specializes in narrative-driven games, says Oddly. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and I think there are plenty of games out there now that encompass that. That they're putting out these really strong narrative games, and it was not Telltale. Telltale was really bad at making these games and giving them a strong narrative. I think everything after Borderlands, and I think Game of Thrones too, just had the worse and worse dialogue options, less and less input into the story. I mean, the Minecraft games, just so one note. The last game I played by Telltale, I think it was the Guardians of the Galaxy game, and that one was okay, but I could see where you had no input in the story whatsoever, no matter what you did. No matter if you let Drax die or if you didn't let him die, he was still gone by the end of the level. It didn't matter. And it just lacked that core choice that you had in, like, Wolf Among Us and the original Walking Dead game. And I think if they go back and find those things, they'll be able to make games once again that are Game of the Year worthy. I mean, I agree with The Walking Dead being Game of the Year the year it came out. It was a very, very well polished and well executed game. But could I say that about any other Telltale game after that? Not really. Wolf Among Us, maybe. I would put it in the top 10 list, but it is definitely not the best of the best the year it came out. So yeah. We'll see what happens with this. I'm still hoping that they go back to the days of, like, the Jurassic Park game or something like that. A little bit, maybe put a little bit less, quick time events in these games. But I think, like, going back to those kind of styles would be really fun. Or maybe even, like, the old Back to the Future style stuff where it's more of an open world adventure game and you're gathering items and continuing your quest through dialogue and stuff like that. I feel like they need to kind of hit those notes again, and maybe then they'll get back into the world of video games. But for now, it's up in the air. Right now, they're under new management, but we'll see where it goes from there. Alright, so it looks like Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue are going to get a remaster and be on the Switch. Now, Assassin's Creed Rogue was remastered for the PlayStation and I believe the Xbox One last year. Rogue is a good game. I like Rogue. Like I said, I'll talk about Rogue probably this weekend, along with Assassin's Creed 3 remaster. It's not really a remaster, though, in terms of, like, graphical quality, vocal stuff, anything like that. It's not really a remaster like that. It's just kind of like, we put it on the newest system. Gave it a better frame rate. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, on the other hand, really could use a little bit more of a polish up. I think even though Rogue Assassin's Creed Black Flag used the same engine, used the same graphical stuff and stuff like that. I feel like Assassin's Creed 4 could use a little bit more of a bump in terms of like facial animations, just basic textures and stuff like that, because the game still does look a little rough nowadays, even though I don't care because I'm not a graphics junkie, but I don't want them to go as far as the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster, where they said, oh, we built it from the ground up and blah, 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 and it looked like complete garbage. So people are speculating that it's going to, Black Flag and Rogue are going to come out remastered on the Switch, because on a Greek retailer website called the Console Club, the URL is still there, but there's a pop-up message that says the product doesn't exist anymore. Someone took a screenshot of the page, and it says Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Rogue remastered for the Switch, Nintendo Switch console. Which is interesting, because we just got Assassin's Creed 3 remastered on the Switch, which is like the first Assassin's Creed game on a Nintendo console since Black Flag on the Wii U, I'm pretty sure. And now we might be getting a remaster of two of the best games in the franchise on the Switch, which would be nice for people who own Nintendo consoles, didn't own a Wii U or something like that, and haven't played Assassin's Creed in forever. I think this would be a better look into the world of Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. But yeah, as you can see, the listing was for both of the games, and potentially it's a bundle of the two games for the price of one, which would be like $40 maybe. It was set for a release date of the 6th of December, which might be a placeholder, but hey, you never know. So this is cool. This is interesting. I would like to see these games come onto the Switch, get some new life, especially Rogue. When the Rogue was remastered, it really didn't get that much hype. It didn't get that much hype in the community, especially on the PlayStation side of things. But I really felt like the game deserves a little bit more. I still think it's a little bit better than Black Flag in terms of story. But when it comes down to the ship battling, Black Flag was definitely on point with that. I feel like Rogue is just a little bit off with the ship battling, because it's not pirates, it's more, you're a Templar agent, and these are like soldiers you're working with. While in Black Flag, it's you're pirates, you're all pirates. It's a hardy-ho time. But like I said, I'll talk about that more on the weekend. I just thought I might as well bring this up now, because it is pretty big news. Also, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct today on the 4th of September, 2019. It'll be about 40 minutes of information, which will focus on Nintendo Switch games coming in 2019. You can see the announcement for yourself. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be a little bit after the podcast premieres on Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time as well. It's going to be 11 p.m. British Time at midnight CEST. I'm not sure which one that is. So on the tweet, the picture shows that it's going to be focused on Pokemon Sword and Shield and Luigi's Mansion 3. Of course, there's probably going to be stuff about maybe Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. It's going to be more revealed for him in Smash. Like I was talking about last episode, Mario Sunshine for next year, maybe, possibly? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on this one. But two things are confirmed so far, and a few things are speculated so far. Like I said, I'm gonna guarantee that there's gonna be Banjo-Kazooie stuff in here, and I'm gonna put it on the fence. Mario Sunshine 2 gonna be revealed for next year, right at the end. All right, so Candleman, which is a 3D platformer, is gonna come to the Switch. Later this year. It's going to come to the Switch later this year. Candleman is a 3D platformer, and it's not your usual type of platform. You play as a candle that has legs, and you can only light your candle for about 10-second intervals. You'll need to light your surroundings to work your way through the 3D platforming puzzles. Of course, there's like no dialogue or anything in it, at least through the trailer. It's just mostly based on music, visuals, and lighting. I do believe also that your candle actually burns down, and I think it will burn all the way down and you can't use it anymore, which is what I'm thinking is going to be one of the twists of this game. Is if your wax gets all the way down, sorry, game over. or you just won't be able to light it anymore and you'll end up dying anyways. So, it features unique low-light gameplay, beautiful dynamic lighting effects, challenging levels with a smooth difficulty curve, and an immersive fairy tale that highlights everyday issues. The gameplay looks interesting, like I said. It definitely looks like the type of game that would be released during October. It's got a lot of spooky elements in the trailer. The game is going to launch on October 3rd, and it's going to be for about 15 doll hairs. And you'll be able to download it from the Switch eShop. Or I don't know if it's going to come to other consoles as well. I think it's just the Switch right now, but I am not sure about that. Alright, so the Nintendo Switch Lite is going to use NetFront Browser NX once again for its online technology. It's going to continue the partnership with Access. So it's been revealed that the Nintendo Switch Lite is going to make use of Access's NetFront Browser NX to handle its online needs, continuing a partnership between Nintendo that's lasted for almost a decade. According to a press release announcing the partnership, the browser component will be used for purposes such as linking up your Nintendo account, using Nintendo eShop, and posting screenshots to social media. In a little quote from the press release, NetFront Browser NX is a WebKit-based browser component that features ultra-low levels of memory usage, enabled by Access's unique technology that improves memory usage efficiency and ensures powerful rendering on a variety of devices and operating systems. The browser supports the latest web technologies, including HTML5, CSS3, Gamepad API, WebP, WebSocket, HTTP cache. In addition, using proprietary expansion spatial navigation technology, it enables smooth movement controlled by the arrow keys, maximizes the usability of directional keypads on the game and controllers, and more. NetFront Browser NX is deployed in a wide variety of devices, including Nintendo game consoles, TVs, and in-vehicle informational systems that are shipped globally. So this has been used by Nintendo since the 3DS and Wii U era, all the way back in 2011. And it's also worth noting that the NX part has nothing to do with the Switch's old code name. It's purely coincidence. So what does this mean for consumers? Essentially just that everything will be running exactly as you would expect on the other consoles or the regular version of the Switch. Alright, so Konami plans to work with more globally known IPs in the future. If you did not know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is out now on the Switch. It is the latest in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gaming series. It's already been on Steam and PS4 and Xbox for a while, but it was finally put onto the Switch. And now the developer for series like Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and Pro Evolution Soccer has plans to grow with more known IPs in the future. During an interview with GameIndustry.biz, Konami Europe president Masami Seiso shed some light on the Japanese company's future. We challenge for innovative ideas and technology within our console games and apply them to other devices, so we will continue to put efforts into our console games. We also plan to increase our portfolio. In addition to the multi-device titles for PES and Yu-Gi-Oh!, we plan to work on projects with other globally known IPs in the near future. This year marks the publisher's 50th anniversary in the video game industry. Sasso believes it is part of the company's legacy to create new IPs and ideas that fit with each age. So yeah, we'll see what this means in the future. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! VR sometime in the future, but they're looking for new IPs, so we'll see what that means. Hopefully soon. So as I teased before, Reggie Fils-Aimé is joining New York's Cornell University as a leader in residence. The Reginator is back. Reggie Fils-Aimé is set to share his leadership wisdom with students at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. The ex-Nintendo President of America has joined the university's Dyson School of Applied Economics and Management as its first leader in residence. As part of the school's leadership program, Reggie will visit the campus once each semester to meet one-on-one with students, lead small group discussions, and facilitate a larger workshop, giving back to the university from which he graduated in 1983. The first of these events is scheduled for the 21st of October. In a tweet by Reggie Fils-Aimé at Reggie, he says, "Reginator is going back to school. Cornell Dyson just announced that I will be their inaugural leader in residence. Looking forward to teaching and mentoring during the upcoming academic year. Great way for me to give back to Cornell and Cal's. Not sure what that one is. The lecture is open to the public, so if you happen to be in the area and you're interested in the topic, make sure to head on over. Attendees will be able to meet and listen to Reggie's lecture and even enjoy light refreshments afterwards. Wow. So yeah, it's only been about 5 months since Reggie left Nintendo, and he's now working, or not working, but he's going to be at this college giving out, his words of wisdom. Pretty awesome indeed. If you want to meet Reggie, travel on over to college, to New York, Nyack, and you can meet him in person. But of course, that's not the main reason for going to these kind of things. You don't want to go there just because, oh, it's Reggie and he's awesome. You want to go there to try and learn something, especially if that's your field of business. He obviously had a great model for success. And the gaming industry, we've lost Reggie Fils-Aimé as a gaming industry leader, but we've gained him as the newest scholar next to Socrates and Plato. All right, so Ubisoft expected more from Starlink. I think it was called Battle for Atlas, yep. And they plan to create better products for family market in the future. They gained a lot of experience with Starlink Battle for Atlas. If you don't recall, Starlink was one of the toy games. You built your ship for the Nintendo Switch. It had a Star Fox exclusive thing going on. So essentially, you built your ship, you went through these levels with that ship. You could upgrade it throughout buying new parts, or, and you fit them onto your ship as you played. Of course, it failed pretty miserably. I believe it was on sale at my local Best Buy for $5 last time I was there, and even then I did not feel like picking it up. Now, I can't say if the gameplay was actually as bad as people say it was, or if the game was actually just bad, just bad in general. I think that the real reason is because that the toy market for video games is kind of down. Lego Dimensions and Disney and stuff like that kind of, destroyed the market for that because they released so many games in a short amount of time, and the figures didn't work with the newer version of the games, and it was just awful. But anyways, during a chat with MVC last week, Ubisoft's EMEA Executive Director Alan Core reiterated how the company was expecting more out of Starlink Battle for Atlas and would use its entire experience to create better products in the future. I think we gain a lot of experience working on this franchise, also for the family. It has helped us shape plans for family games that are coming for us. We always capitalize on everything we have done in the past. We have a lot of fans still playing Starlink, and we are happy that they are still playing Starlink. And that's what's most important for us. We were expecting more out of Starlink, but it's a step in our creation process. And again, all the experience we have gathered out of creating and marketing this game, we are very rich in this experience in the market. And we will, and well placed to create better products for this type of customer in the future. Earlier in April, Ubisoft published a production update on Starlink's website revealing that Starlink Battle for Atlas fell below expectations, resulting in pulling the plug on additional physical toys for the game and future updates. So we'll see what happens in the next toy game by Ubisoft. I don't know if they're actually going to jump into another toy game. I think that this game would have been a lot better if it was just a regular game, no toys included. But they gotta try new things eventually. Alright, so Risk of Rain 2 was released on all consoles last week, and the physical edition is going to come with the original game, and it's been confirmed that the Switch is getting a physical edition. I'm not sure about other consoles right now. So, the game is going to include the original copy of Risk of Rain, which was released last year on Nintendo Switch, and you're essentially getting two games in one. At this point in time, it's unknown if the first game will be included on a card or if it'll be an actual physical thing or a download code. One factor worth considering is the future content coming to the game. Right now, the game has a outline for its future endeavors. Right now, Scorched Acres will be included on the physical version of the game. It's not available right now, but it will be included, which comes with a new survivor, new stage, new boss, new items, equipment, and more. In fall, later this year, I believe. Skills 2.0, new survivor, new stage, new boss, new items, equipment, and more. On the Switch, local wireless multiplayer will be added. Also in winter, new survival, new hidden realms, new bosses, new items. In spring, Artifacts 2.0, new stage, new boss, new items. In summer, new survivor, final stage, final boss, new items, equipment, and more. So, Risk of Rain is actually still in early access over on Steam, but they've put it out on all consoles right now, and I'm guessing it's going to have a final form once this roadmap has been completed. I think this is a good game to get early because it is pretty much a finished game. I have not heard any complaints about Risk of Rain 2. But yeah, it looks like they have everything mapped up until summer of 2020, so we'll see what that has in store for us all. Alright, so Castle Crashers Remastered is going to come to the Switch next month after months and months of not being revealed. Finally, a trailer came out on their YouTube channel saying that the release date is going to be September 17th. Oh, so it's this month. It's this month. So yeah, as usual, the developer, Behemoth, was comical about their release trailer and about the response to people asking them when the game is going to come out. They've said after months of responding to questions and posts and tweets, we are finally going to announce that the game is coming out on the 17th of September for $15 on the Switch. The Switch eShop version of the remaster is going to include HD Rumble, online play, up to 4-player local Joy-Con support, and it's going to be backed by 50 frames per second, gameplay texture sizes 5 times greater than the original game, the fast and frantic minigame Back Off Barbarian, and all other previously released downloadable content, including characters, weapons, and animal orbs, will be included as well. Behemoth also mentioned how it has no plans for crossplay, so you're going to have to stick around with fellow Switch players in order to play this game with friends. What do you guys think? Castle Crashers is a pretty fun game. I haven't played it in a while, though, but it is still a pretty fun game, and if you want to, you can check this out this month. Also, with more release date news. Honk! Untitled Goose Game. Oh, geez, I need a water after that one. Untitled Goose Game is going to have a release date. And it's being released on the 20th of September 2019. Pretty awesome. If you don't know, Untitled Goose Game is a game about a goose who terrorizes a local town for no discernible reason. So, the game is going to be launched on Switch, as well as PC and Mac via the Epic Game Store on the 20th of September. It's going to be playable in English, Japanese, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, Polish, Simplified Chinese, and Korean. And it's going to be available in the eShop in the Americas, Europe and Australia, and Japan for about $20. Wow. Limited time discount available of $14.99 before launch. Okay, so you definitely want to capitalize on those savings. I'm not sure if this game is going to be worth $20 in the end, but you should definitely, if you're interested in it, definitely get it early so you can get a little bit of a price, snag a little bit of a sale. If you don't know, the 20th of September is a pretty busy day. Link's Awakening, Lego Jurassic World, and Ni no Kuni are also coming out on the Switch the same day, so good luck, Untitled Goose Game. I'm definitely going to be getting this game. It looks quirky, it looks fun. There is a physical edition planned, I believe, which might be coming out the same day. And also, you can also get, you will be able to get Untitled Goose Game merch in the near future. If you're at PAX West, or was at PAX West, you could go to their booth and buy shirts and socks, but the game's online store is not available yet until closer to the release date. So right now they have 3 pictures. There's one that's a sweater, which has a horrible goose on the front. There's one that's just a t-shirt with a regular goose. And there's socks that look like goose. Now this isn't like, a Canadian goose. This is like a regular goose. It's white with a orange bill and little beady eyes. The socks are pretty cute. I don't know if I'd wear them myself, but they're nice. And the shirt is funny in itself. I'm not sure about the other duck shirt sweater. But, hey, get them while supplies last in the future. More news for games coming to the Switch. That's right, Speedrunners is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch after years of being available on Steam. If you don't know what Speedrunners is, it's a competitive 4-player race. You race as one of 5 characters, plus there's DLC characters as well, and there was a bunch of free YouTubers and stuff as well that came to the game. But you race around a map, and whoever lasts the longest wins. So in February, it was told that you might get Speedrunners on the Switch, and now CEO Alex Nichiporchiki has come out and said that the game is going to be coming to the Switch for the first time ever, on the first platform ever, I believe, too. No, it is available on the PS4, so never mind, I'm wrong about that. So, it was announced on Twitter that it's going to be coming to the Switch. Now, there isn't an official release date yet, of course. It's to be announced, and there's no plans for a physical edition yet, but it will finally be coming to the Switch after years and years and years. Speedrunners was officially released on PC in 2016, so it's been quite a few years since the original release, homie. Alright, so it looks like Capcom forgot to remove a mention of the Wii in Ace Attorney Trilogy on the Switch. This is only for the French version, but apparently the French translation of Ace Attorney Trilogy on Switch is lifted directly from the Wii version. They forgot to remove mentions of the Wii remote in some dialogues, and people are asking them to try a little bit harder next time for their French fans. So what's said on the screen is, yes, by pressing the button and swinging the Wii remote. There is no Wii remote. I don't think this game utilizes... Does it utilize the motion controls on the Switch? I'm pretty sure it does. But yeah, this seems like more of an oversight than like a stab at fans or anything like that. Obviously, they didn't play the game fully in French. They maybe played it all the way in English and was like, okay, yep, everything's good. But French didn't get as much playtesting, I suppose. So I guess you French people out there, you might want to bring the hammer down on Capcom. Cancel Capcom. Hashtag cancel Capcom, everyone. Hashtag cancel Capcom. All right. Okay, so Gears 5 news here. I know, Xbox news? What the fuck is going on? Batista is coming to Gears 5, and it's about time, he says on Twitter. Batista is a WWE superstar. I believe he does the voice for Marcus Phoenix, right? They're finally adding him as a character in the game, or at least in multiplayer mode. He's going to be revealed, or he was revealed on Twitter on September 3rd, which was yesterday. And he said, it's about damn time. You can play as me in Gears 5 starting September 15th after the WWE Clash of Champions event. This has been one of his biggest dreams, is getting into the Gears of War franchise as a playable character himself. Gears 5, this will be his first appearance as an actual playable character in the game. This was revealed by him coming out on Twitter in full Gears fashion, wearing the Gears of War armor. It was a pretty cool reveal, not gonna lie. I'm not sure who this guy is because I don't follow WWE, but he looks like a cool dude, and I'm sure this is one of those things that's like, yeah, that'd be pretty awesome to be put into the game. Now, did they put all of his tattoos on his body? No, because his arms are covered up. Obviously, that would have taken too much time. So Xbox has partnered with WWE, of course, to create the countdown to Batista's availability in the game, including behind the scenes with Gears 5 and Batista on WWE's Up Up Down Down gaming channel. This all leads to WWE Network's Clash of Champions event on Sunday, September 15th, available through the 30-day free subscription to the Xbox app, new subscribers only. To unlock Batista, simply play any version of Gears 5, beginning September 15th. The promotion ends the 28th of October. So if you're buying the game day one, you'll be fine. If you're not, well, this might be incentive for you to buy the game day one if you like Batista as a person and or character. So he's not gonna. I think he's just gonna be multiplayer. I don't think that he's gonna be a character in the story, but only time will tell. All right, so Astroneer is going to take a trip to space on the PS4 in November. It's a 4-player online third-person co-op adventure game where you build in space. Kind of sounds like No Man's Sky. It's a little bit more cartoony, though. The The game was released on PC and Xbox One earlier this year, I believe, in early access, and now it's going to be released on the PS4 the 15th of November. There's a gameplay trailer, of course, out now with a small snippet of gameplay. If you want to know exactly what it is, you can go on Steam or Xbox and look at the description as well. And also, I can tell you the description right now. Wow. Explore and reshape distant worlds. Astroneer is set during the 25th century intergalactic age of discovery, where astroneers explore the frontier of outer space, risking their lives in harsh environments to unearth rare discoveries and unlock the mysteries of the universe. I believe the answer to that is 25, if I recall correctly. Like I said, 15th of November, this game is going to be coming around, so make sure you check it out if you are interested in stuff like this. Alright, so more Witcher games are expected to come, confirms CD Projekt Red. The Witcher's work is never done. CD Projekt Red has of course hinted at this before, but now the developer has come out and basically said, hey, we're definitely going to be making more Witcher games. Polygon writes that the company's latest financial report confirms that it's moving to do a dual franchise model going forward. This means that they can be working on Cyberpunk and The Witcher at the same time. It's no real surprise since The Witcher is a best-selling series. The game just came out on Switch and is selling swimmingly. CD Projekt Red has expanded significantly since the release of Witcher 3 back in 2015. It opened new studios and brought on hundreds of new employees at that time as well. As for when the game is actually, as for when the Witcher series is going to grow, we don't know. Cyberpunk is still set to release in April of 2020, and is obviously going to be their main focus until then. So maybe they'll start working on another Witcher game around 2020 at the latest. Maybe it won't be a Witcher game. Maybe it's going to be a new game, not a Witcher game. Think about that. It's probably going to be a Witcher game. Alright, so a new Beat Saber PSVR update has added new free songs and the ability to change colors and more. It's update 1.15. Beat Saber was one of my favorite games last year. The PSVR was excellent for it. The only thing is, like, you can't download songs, so it's like... Or, download, like, songs like the Steam version can, But anyways, this is a post-launch update, and it's one of the biggest ones with the addition of a new OST3, a new music pack that introduces 6 more tracks for free. Beat Saber's song selection was a little lacking at launch, I'll admit, but the tunes were pretty fun to play. But now we'll be getting some more. And you can now pick and choose the colors you want to play with. If you want to, you can choose whatever colors you like. You can now select the environment in which you play too. There's more updates to this. So the swing angle detection has been improved, and an option has been added to auto restart a level when you fail. And a host of other fixes have been implemented as well. Whew, yeah, looks like this update is going to improve the game a lot. If you are not a fan of Beat Saber, get out of here. If you are, this is good news for you. Alright, so the next Resident Evil game is looking to be like a co-op spin-off, which kind of concerns a few people, but also might be interesting in this new dawn of Resident Evil games. So actually I haven't said this yet. Capcom teased Project Resistance earlier today, which was the 3rd of September, which is going to be a new title in the Resident Evil series. And as you expect, speculation went off the rails. Is it Resident Evil 8? Is it Resident Evil 3 Remake? Something completely new? We don't have any concrete answers yet, but there is evidence to say that this game is going to be a multiplayer co-op title. Discovered by fans, small images of the project's yet-to-be-released trailer have been found. The trailer is going to be released on the 9th of September, but it shows a group of 4 people wielding weapons. So the images do kind of look like maybe co-op? I don't know. There's just pictures of people holding guns, and it's multiple characters. I believe there's one with all 4 characters in the same frame. It looks like the main character, if it is a single-player game, the main character has like this blow-up haircut, and he's got a university jacket on, like a Letterman jacket, and he's holding a shotgun. There's also a girl behind him who looks a little bit more punk. She's got blonde hair with "We Scream" on her shirt, I think it says. There's also an African-American man with a collared shirt on, and also another woman who looks Asian. You can kind of see she has glasses on, And she also has a yellow sweater on with a button up below it. Interesting for sure. So we'll see what this is all about in the near future. Alright, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The beta has been dated for early September if you have pre-ordered, I believe. So yeah, you have to pre-order the game if you want to access this, or be signed up for the beta on the official website. It begins on the 5th of September and ends on the 9th of September. The time zones are as follows. In the Americas, you can preload it on September 2nd, starting at 3 a.m. Pacific Time. You can start the game on the 5th at 3 a.m. Pacific Time, and the game will end September 9th at 3 a.m. Pacific Time. In Europe, it's going to be the 12 o'clock for all of those. In Japan and Asia, it's going to be about 7, and it's going to end at 12 p.m. And then in Oceania time, it's going to start at 8 p.m. all for all those days. 4 in-game regions will feature in the beta: Smuggler's Cove, Mount Hodgson, Sinking's Country, and Fen Bog. Within them, you'll be able to take a number of PvE missions, which you can tackle alone or with up to 3 other players. Sounds like a pretty big beta to me. Big beta, big booty. Alright, so, Ice Age, Scrat's Nutty Adventure. If you don't recall, I did talk about this game before, and I did talk about how beautiful the graphics looked. Well, we're getting a little bit of a wah-wah here. Because the graphics are not as good as the early screenshots showed. But it still looks like a fun, nutty adventure with your pal, Scrat the Squirrel! So you're going to play as Scrat, and he's going to find that ever-elusive acorn. You'll see it's a straightforward puzzler, platformer, 3D platformer, and it's not going to be a tie-in with any movie, but it is its own standalone adventure. The game is going to be coming out on the 18th of October, 2019. It has some potential to be fun. Of course, it's more of a kid's game, so it's probably going to be a pretty easy-going adventure. Whether this trophy is going to be like, though, let's know. So yeah, Scrat's Nutty Adventure. What do you guys think? Is this too late for the Ice Age series? Is this too late? I don't know. The graphics don't look really that great, but the gameplay just just seem a little bit fun. So maybe I'll scrounge it up like an acorn. All right, so Marvel's Spider-Man Game of the Year edition has been announced and came out the same day. And if you don't recall, there was rumors about a Game of the Year edition for Marvel's Spider-Man, and now it's out and available for everyone for about $40. If you want a physical edition, you can order those as well, but the main game is available on PS4 to download as well. The Game of the Year edition includes both the base release and all downloadable content. And, of course, there's 3 episodes for The City That Never Sleeps, including all of the extra costumes as well. It's available to download today or buy at retailers for $40. Yeah, if you haven't played Spider-Man, this is a good day for you, because the Game of the Year edition is a steal. If you bought this game originally, let's see, that's about $65 for the game, base game. The City of, what was it called? The City That Never Sleeps saga was probably about $30 or something like that. Maybe it was $20. Was it $20 for that? So you're getting a good deal. Don't let me mess up the math here, okay? I can't do math. You know that. You know I can't do math. You know I can't do math.
You stupid noob.
You stupid noob. I'm a noob. That's right. I'm a noob. Okay. Here we go. I'm a noob for math. Okay. Mirror's Edge Catalyst theme is now available for free on the PS4. If you don't recall, I reported about this, I think it was a few episodes ago, or maybe it was last time, I don't remember. Anyways, the Mirror's Edge Catalyst theme is now available for free on the PlayStation Store in North America and Europe. If you want to, you can download it, even if you didn't even buy the game, I'm pretty sure. As I recall, the game was pretty good. I liked Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It was nice. It was a nice game. It was a nice continuation of the series. I know there were some people who were like, yeah, man, this game was awful. And I'm like, I don't know. I like the game. I like the free running aspect. I like the open world. I like the missions. It all was a pretty good package. And I don't know where the hate comes from. I guess from Mirror's Edge, pure fans. I don't know. I don't really read other people's reviews. I just go off of my own reviews. I can tell you right now, the free running was good, the open world was good. If you haven't played the game, it's obviously really cheap, and it probably will come to PlayStation Plus in the near future. Alright, so Spyro the Purpley Dragon is gonna come, or is already in Crash Team Racing right now with a new Grand Prix event. Spyro and Friends Grand Prix. That's right. From August 30th, you'll be able to play and unlock the Purple Dragon himself, as well as purchase other Spyro characters like Hunter, and Nasty Nork. The new track, named Spyro Circuit, will become available to all players, with screenshots galore on the PlayStation blog. Jesus, a lot that happened in this update. Okay, so new Grand Prix awards. There's 18 new items to unlock with Nitro points. There's also the new characters and skins, new carts and wheels, new paint jobs and stickers, new challenges, quick daily, weekly, themed, and pro challenges. There's also a new champion cart and signature decal for Spyro himself. If you want to, you can crash on over to Crash Team Racing, Spyro and Friends Grand Prix. If you haven't been turned away by the microtransactions, maybe this will turn you back on. Whoa, that didn't come out right. Who's turned on by Spyro? Raise your hands.
Don't be weird. Don't be weird now, Yemmy. Don't be weird, dude.
Alright, let's move on. So it's been rumored that 16-bit Disney games like Aladdin and The Lion King are going to be getting PS4 remasters in, I think they're going to be bundled together as well. So the source of the news is a little bit shifty, but according to Twitter user Wolverine Factor, both games are coming to PS4 in a remastered collection. This was apparently revealed during a GameStop manager presentation, the same one with The Last of Us 2 footage was shown. Allegedly, the package will contain the Mega Drive and SNES versions of both games, and is due to release in October. This has been backed up by GameXplain, and it received a hastily taken image of an account, which can be seen here. Let's see what it is. YouTube. No! Shut up. So yeah, it looks like, I mean, it's hard to say this is photoshopped, but it looks like it's showing Aladdin and Lion King double pack, and it's for all consoles. It just looks like a bunch of GameStop employees looking at a projector. Maybe a slideshow? Maybe a PowerPoint presentation? Well, this is probably going to be confirmed real soon, but we'll see. Alright, so Audica, which is the new VR game coming out by Harmonix, is going to be coming out later this year on PSVR. Harmonix is making its return to the PlayStation in form of the VR game Audica. Announced earlier this year, the rhythm shooter has now been confirmed for the PlayStation on the PlayStation blog. The teaser trailer doesn't really show much about the game or how it plays, but it looks pretty similar to Beat Saber, except you're using guns. That's right, the cycle of violence continues. That's a joke, everyone. Don't get angry. The soundtrack is going to include lots of songs. It doesn't say exactly how many, just lots. And it's going to be due in 2019. There's been no confirmed release date yet, except for the fact that it's going to be coming out later this year. I look forward to seeing what Harmonix can do in the VR sphere. I know there was the Rock Band VR game that came out a few years ago for the Oculus, which, looked okay. I don't think it was amazing. But this looks like they're definitely diving in headfirst into the deep end, not the shallow end, because that's against the rules. Alright, so World War Z has added new weekly challenges and a new currency, and it's teasing the Season 2 content. So, World War Z has had a pretty good first season of content. The game, of course, was really fun. Haven't played it much, though, unfortunately. It was released in April this year, and it has gotten a good amount of success. And now there's going to be new weekly challenges, new weapons, and new cosmetic items coming in Season 2. A new currency system called Challenge Coins is being added in order to allow you to unlock new cosmetics, weapons, skins, and decals. They can only be earned by going through gameplay, which is stressed by Saber Interactive. Better yet, another season's worth of content is heading to World War Z in the future. The next lot of updates will all add Horde mode maps, new weapons, and a lot of surprises along the way. Pretty cool stuff for World War Z fans. I am hoping to get back to the game eventually, but I just haven't. I don't know. I don't know why we haven't gone back to the game. I definitely don't know why. All right, so during the Yacht Club Direct, I don't know what you want to call it, they announced that Shovel Knight Dig is going to be the newest adventure from Yacht Club Games. Of course, their breakaway hit Shovel Knight has been a huge success. It's been getting new DLCs for free and new additions and a board game, and now the 16-bit platformer is going to be back, and it's going to be all about burrowing underground, kind of like SteamWorld Dig. When Drill Knight and his dastardly digging crew blast apart Shovel Knight's peaceful campsite and steal his loot, he grabs his trusty shovel and starts tunneling after them. There's going to be a new art style, along with new levels and new elements of gameplay. There's no word yet on whether or when it's going to arrive, but the gameplay does look a little bit similar to SteamWorld Dig, but it is the Shovel Knight format, so it's not like it's going to be exactly the same as SteamWorld. It's definitely still the Shovel Knight game that you know and love, except you're underground. Spooky. Alright, Overcooked 2, Carnival of Chaos, is going to be the next DLC for Overcooked 2. Surprisingly, Overcooked 2 has had a long life on consoles, and now developer Ghost Town Games is going to keep it going with another free and premium DLC. The third and final expansion is going to be that's included in the season pass is called Carnival of Chaos, and it has been teased in a trailer. There's nothing much to go on yet, except that it's a carnival theme with hot dogs, tater tots, cheese sticks, and sodas. You want a sody pop? So it's going to be released on September 12th, I believe, and you'll be firing yourself out of cannons to get to the other side of the kitchen quickly. More news obviously will come out when it's actually released, of course. But yeah, it looks like another rousing adventure coming to your chefs near you. All right, as you already know, the September 2019 PlayStation Plus games are available to download now on the PS4, and they are Batman: Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3. Two games that haven't had great reviews. Well, okay, I guess I shouldn't say that. Darksiders 3 did not get the best of reviews, but it's still a game that I've been waiting to play for a while, so I'd definitely be picking up that. Arkham Knight. Now, I have a very controversial opinion on Arkham Knight. I did not think it was a great, close to the trilogy. I think they mishandled so many characters. I think that the gameplay was fun. Sure, the gameplay was good. It was enhanced, but the boss fights were piss poor. The DLC was piss poor. Woo! I could go on and on about this. The Batmobile, please give me a break. More like the Bastard Mobile. But don't let me tell you not to download this game for free. It's free. Download it now, or at least add it to your library so you can play it in a later date. The graphics are stunning in the game. Like I said, the combat is still really, really good. And I think the overall side mission stuff is really fun. But like I said, they mishandled so many characters. The Arkham Knight, the Two-Face, the Joker, Harley Quinn, all these characters who were just mishandled. It didn't feel like a Rocksteady game. You go from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City that had strong character development, strong gameplay, a strong map to go around, and now they introduced the Batmobile, and it just grinded the game to a halt. It felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel like a Batman experience. It just felt like, driving simulator in Gotham. I don't know. But like I said, don't let me deter you from, getting it for free. It's free. Go ahead, download it. Tell me what you think about it. Because obviously, my opinion is not as popular as everyone else's. But, this is coming from me. I've been a fan of Batman for a while. And, I have a certain level of expectations for a Rocksteady Batman game. Alright, so Yooka-Laylee has finally gotten a release date. I should have talked about this before. It's coming October 8th, so it is not going to be clashing head-to-head with A Hat in Time, but it's still close enough that they could still clash a little bit. Developer Platonic Games has scaled back its follow-up to the 3D platformer Yooka-Laylee with its sequel named Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which is going to be coming out October 8th this year. It's going to be a side-scrolling and a top-down adventure game where you go along in different platforming adventures. There's not long of a wait for this game. Team 17 has announced that it's going to be coming out on the 8th of October. I already said that 2 times now. It's been confirmed that Tonics are making a comeback from the first game, which are game-altering collectibles, which can change the visual style and how the game plays. There's a new trailer out for the PlayStation and other consoles as well, so if you want to, you can check that out if you're interested. Hi-ho the Dario, Uncharted 2 and 3, and The Last of Us PS3 multiplayer servers are going offline today! That's right, today! September 4th, they're done! They're gone! Hasta la vista, baby! You can't use them anymore! Oh, you've been gnomed! That's right! Uncharted 2 and 3, you're done for! The Last of Us, goodbye! But anyways, this was a long time coming. They announced this a few months back that the servers will be shutting down, and now they are officially shut down. And Driveclub servers, which I'll be getting to in a second, are also been shut down as well. But the Uncharted ones, like I said, this was not a surprise. It was not like, oh, we just randomly did this. This was announced a few months back, and they said that, they're not going to offer any, they're not going to take away trophies or anything like that. They're just not going to offer multiplayer anymore for these games because obviously it's not cost effective for them to keep these servers up and running, especially with Uncharted 4 being out there and the Uncharted games being remastered. You can always go to those games to play them. And The Last of Us, I believe the multiplayer is available on the PS4 version, so you can go there for that. I'm not sure. I mean, I doubt there are many people still playing the PS3 version of these games, but for the people who were, I apologize for the inconvenience. Now, Driveclub, on the other hand, got delisted early in multiple territories, and the fans were not happy at all. Now, here's the thing. If you're waiting until, I'm going to wait until, midnight, August 31st to download Driveclub, you're a fucking idiot, okay? I'm going to lay it out to you right now.
Rada, bitch.
Okay? If you waited until the last second because you're like, I'm going to be funny, I'm going to download it at the last second, see what happens. Well, you got a surprise because Driveclub was taken down at least 2 hours early. No, they delisted the game and all the DLC 2 days early on the 29th of August. Now that's dastardly. In an official press release by PlayStation, they said that Driveclub VR, Driveclub Bikes, and all DLC season passes related to the games are going to be taken down the 31st of October at midnight British time. But they were taken down 2 days earlier, and it was around 17 GMT. What the hell does that mean? I'm not European here. Yeah, it's just like the final nail in the coffin for this series. Obviously, any potential buyers waiting for the last second fire sale that might have happened will now be waiting forever. There's no way to download the game anymore. To kind of, get roundabout way of doing this, Microsoft gave away Forza games for about $4 before the games were taken down, whereas Driveclub was just taken down, and it was taken down early, so people couldn't even get a last-minute cheapo sale. Hashtag Driveclub, more like hashtag Goodbye Club. You're out of here. You've been gnomed. All right, so the American rapper T-Pain pulled off a pretty sweet Leroy Smith cosplay from Tekken 7. He went to a convention over the weekend, DragonCon 2019 in Atlanta, and he dressed up as Leroy Smith, who is a new original character who's coming to Tekken 7 later this year. He pulled it off pretty well. Not as veiny as the character, of course, but I think the look is pretty spot on, to be honest with you. Leroy, who is a martial arts master who was revealed at EVO 2019 in this summer, was an instant hit with the Tekken community, with many players praising Bandai Namco for crafting such a cool-looking fighter. As such, the hype for Leroy has been building as Tekken 7's third season creeps closer, and T-Pain nailing the character style has only added to that. He sports a white, what is that called? It's like a Karate Master's dress with red pants. He also has a gold chain with a big gold amulet on it. He's sporting some spiffy silver sunglasses. He has a cane, which could possibly be a sword. He's got some rings, a bracelet, a watch, and also corn groves with white hair and a white beard. Looking gruff, looking awesome. Leopard skin shoes, everyone. He does look pretty badass, and we'll see how he plays in the near future. Alright, so Sony has sent out free Days Gone themes to those who got the Platinum Trophy in the US. So there's a few PlayStation 4 themes coming out for free, Mirror's Edge and this one now. But this one's, of course, only for you people who got the Days Gone Platinum, who weathered the storm. If you got the Platinum Trophy for Days Gone, you get a Deacon St. John in theme. Okay, so it's like Deacon with the main characters kind of behind him, his wife, the unmasked scientist guy. Also, what's his name? What the fuck is this? I don't even remember the names of these characters. I forget this game already. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't remember this guy's name. Shit, I don't remember. Bill? I don't think it was Bill. It was definitely not Bill. Anyways, so yeah, it shows motorcycles driving away from freakers. There's some fire in the background for the RIP clan. There's some helicopters for the medical people in the game. And like I said, there's the main characters in the front here, and also the shadow of a main character in the background. It's a nice looking theme, and it's a very nice gift for people who got the Platinum Trophy. They did this for God of War as well, and I believe they also did this for Horizon Zero Dawn, if I don't remember correctly. I don't think I remember correctly. But anyways, cool gift for people who went through that. Alright, so Borderlands 3's... Borderlands 3's, that's a weird thing to say. The 2019 content roadmap has been revealed, including 2 free events and the first DLC. Borderlands 3 is less than 2 weeks away. Oh, it's getting so close. It's time to start looking into the future with the roadmap for the rest of 2019. So between the 13th of September and 2020, the looter shooter is going to receive 2 free event updates and 1 DLC, which has been planned for the title. The 2 pieces that arrive at no extra cost, Bloody Harvest and Milliwan Takedown, will include new content, activities, enemies, and exclusive rewards, and also a new map and powerful rewards will be added and a new boss for the DLC. The first major piece of downloadable content wasn't detailed in any depth, but we expect it to be a good length, kind of like the other DLCs, and introduce new weapons, areas, and classes. And of course, much more content is going to follow the next year. If you're still excited for Borderlands, which I'm sure you are, this is good news for you. Obviously, you're expecting people to finish the game pretty quickly because the DLC is probably going to come out late maybe in like November or December. I'm definitely going to be playing it a lot, so I may go radio silent for a little bit, but hey, that's the cost. That's the cost of awesome games. All right, that's just the cost of that. I did it for Fallout 4 back in the day. Probably going to be doing it for Borderlands 3, which, actually, funny thing, I actually did it for Mass Effect Andromeda. I took the day off of work, and that was a mistake. I played through the game, and I was like, yeah. 2 hours in, and I'm not enjoying this. But Borderlands 3 is definitely going to be different. I can already tell. I can already tell, guys. Come on. I can see into the future. All right, well, that's about it for this sickly YemmyCast, a video game podcast. Thank you so much for sticking around if you did. I appreciate you. If you're here for the premiere at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I appreciate you too. Thank you for coming around. The podcast is available also on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. That's the premiere for weekend episodes. And it's available on all other platforms the same day on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts. Big shout out to myself for making it through this without dying. Congratulations. Let's give me a round of applause, everyone. Woohoo! Like I said, there's going to be no more Yu-Gi-Oh! Card pack openings for the podcast, but during live streams, we will still do a card pack opening, of course. This weekend episode, I'm planning on talking about games that I've been playing, like Rad, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and Assassin's Creed 3. I'm also planning on doing a series of weekend episodes where I talk about games from the past, like the past years, that have been my top 10, and probably some top 10 worst games of those years as well, if they are good enough. But that's just plans for the future. I'm planning on getting some episodes recorded so that I can have some build up. So if I do get sick again, I can have a backup episode or something like that. But that's all for the future. All right, let me know what your favorite piece of news was this month. Was it Batista coming to Gears 5? Was it Telltale Games getting life injected back into its veins? Was it Spyro the Dragon coming to Crash Team Racing? Or was it Driveclub getting shafted? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you slap that like button like you slap your mother after she gives you bad pasta. And make sure you slap that subscribe button like Mr. Predicto slaps the future about 50% of the time. Any other questions and concerns, please contact me on my social medias at YemmytheFerret on Twitter. Plan on doing some sort of image change in the future. I've already changed my avatar. Maybe a change of name too. Not too drastic though. But we'll see in the future. All right. That's going to be it for me. This just popped into my mind. Game Sphere from Drake and Josh. Don't know why that. I just saw that, but I might as well say it. Anyways, thank you for coming around to this episode of YemmyCast. I am Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been YemmyCast, a video game podcast.